Hi, I'm Anthony from bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com, and in this video we'll look at what I wish I knew about playing blues guitar when I first started out as a beginner myself. And these tips can save you a lot of time and headaches and also make you play cooler guitar parts, because one of the things that I used to believe is that rhythm playing in blues was the same old thing over and over again. But the thing is that I learned over time that a lot of the great blues guitarists play really great blues rhythms, and they even improvise with those rhythms as they go along. So the first step to learn to play more bluesy sounding guitar parts is to not only look at scales and lead guitar playing, these are important as well, but to get really deep into blues rhythm playing. And I'll show you how to make those sounding very interesting, because like I said in the beginning, I believed that blues rhythm playing was just something like this. And of course this sounds really boring, so let's look at the steps you can take to make them sound more interesting. So what we're going to do is play cool sounding rhythm parts by mixing up riffs with different chords that sound something like this. So you can see in the tab below this video how I played this first riff instead of going through a random regular blues riff like this. I have now added the C and the C sharp note here to elaborate on this lick. It's a little decorative element here. So this is the first measure, but instead of playing this all the way through, I now added a chord, and this is the A7 chord here in open position that I'm playing. So instead of playing only the riff, I now use the riff as a way to also go to the chord, so we can mix and match those in between, because we're playing in the key of A, so I can play the A7 chord or I can play the A7 kind of riff. And if you have seen the video here about the 3 most beautiful blues chords to play on guitar, you can use those chords as well in between. So you can play. And then we're going to the 4 chord in our progression, and here I used the D7 chord. And this is also the same philosophy that we are using here. Instead of playing the same old blues riff and then shifting to the D7 riff, I stayed on the chord riff. I stayed on the riff in measure 1. Then I'm shifted to the chord, A7. I repeated this, but then when the chord progression changes to the 4 chord, which is the D7 chord, instead of playing the riff here, then I switched back to playing chords. And instead of playing the chord over here as an open chord, I now play the chord in this voicing, very popular voicing for blues guitarists, because it really gives a bluesy, edgy sound. So it's basically, if you don't know how to finger it, a C chord, but I'm using my pinky finger here on the G string, 3rd fret, so I have a C7 chord. And this is a movable chord shape, so I can play it over here where the D note is on the A string. And if you aren't familiar with the notes on the fretboard, this is really important. This is another thing that I wish I knew when I started out as a blues guitarist, just going and looking to find solutions to better my guitar playing. I wish I knew that I had to memorize all of the notes on the guitar, and if you haven't done this really important task already, this is really important, but I just released one of the most recent videos on the YouTube channel was about how to memorize the full fretboard, and so you can watch this video if you haven't already done so. So improving your rhythm chops in this way is very important as a beginner blues guitarist, because when people ask you to play something, you will always revert back to scales and the things you're practicing, but that doesn't really sound like music unless, for example, you use it to play over a backing track. But now with mixing and matching chords with the riffs, and then also with different scales even, which is a whole other topic, but we can mix and match with scales also if we want. We can form our own blues song without needing another guitarist or a backing track. So this is key into sounding more musical when people ask you to play something as a beginner on guitar. And if you want to go deeper into this style of playing, I have a whole ebook about this with tablature examples, exercises you can follow, and you can find this ebook on my website bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. It is the blues guitar rhythm ebook, how to play blues rhythm guitar like the masters do. And we will go through all of those steps and even go looking at how to using scales into your own blues songs and how to form a full blues song. If people ask you to play something, that you have something that sounds very decent to play. So if you like this video, also subscribe to the channel so that you get the newest videos to your YouTube home feed. And please leave a comment if you like it. It's always great to hear the comments.